What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back. We got another MMA superstar here with us. It's UFC bantamweight Brian Boom Kelleher. What's up, B? How you doing?
Boom, baby. What's going on?
Not much. I love your pursuit of the Sean O'Malley fight. It's got swag to it, but at the same time, respect behind it. And it looks like we're getting closer. You know what I mean? Like, I saw some social media. That was funny, by the way. She said yes. But at the same time, the last I checked on Tapology, nothing's official. How close are we?
You know, on my end, we're 100% in. His coach, Tim Welsh, he reached out to me on social media. He tweeted at me directly. He said, "Are you free December 11th?" And I'm saying right here, clear cut, yes, I'm free December 11th. Let's do this. I told my manager we're pushing for the fight. But it seems like the UFC is coming back with, we're not trying to make that fight yet, and they're kind of working around it. And, I don't know why his coach would reach out and ask me and then it not happen when, I'm completely down for the fight. So I say yes, and we're just waiting on their end to see what happens.
That one has a couple title fights that are looking pretty likely. I think Marino and Fig are part three's going down. Amanda Nunes, she's fighting Juliana Pena, and I heard your teammate, Aljo's fighting in Abu Dhabi. I'm sorry. So anyway, Oliveira is the one I was going to say. Oliveira and Dustin Poirier, they might have 3 title fights, man. That'd be a wicked way to end the year. That'd be a great card for you to get on, and it meets his criteria, right? He wants to fight in Vegas. You're the one willing to fly across the country.
I'm willing for whatever, I'm one of those guys, I'm just down to fight, I'm definitely, I like to stay active as well. This fits the bill, December 11th, fans are back. I haven't fought in front of fans in quite some time. So really looking forward to that. I really want to fight in front of a full crowd, get that energy behind me. And, I'm unranked, right? I'm not ranked. I'm old. I'm slow. I'm everything this guy ever wanted right now. So I feel like, what's the holdup? Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say you're old and slow. You're a veteran. You're a veteran, and you get down, man. So you've definitely earned your spot. The respect from people that you can call your shots. But you're right, technically, I guess, in terms of the whole rank thing and the conversations he's had. I thought it was a perfect call out, and I think this would be a great camp too, because let's go back to Aljo. He's going to be training, so you'll have some overlap with him. Chris Wade, that was another guy that I saw in one of those pictures as well. He's got a big fight coming up. So yeah, I think you'd be pretty sharp for December.
Yeah, man, we got great guys in the room over here in Long Island. Aljo's back and forth from Vegas to here. He pops into Long Island MMA. We get some great cross training with him, Marab. Chris Wade's down there. And honestly, we got a lot of really solid up-and-comers at Long Island MMA that nobody's ever heard of, but guys like Ashik, Jim, he actually fought Mutino in CES. He's very highly skilled, doesn't have a lot of experience, but these guys, I could tell you firsthand, are giving me a lot of problems in the gym. So I'm around these young, hungry guys, and I honestly feel great for where I'm at in my career as well.
Now, going back to what you said about the UFC, they're not sure they want to do this. Did they give a reason? Were they vague in their response, or did they actually say something to you and maybe even throw out other names for you?
No, you know what happened? My manager, I was telling him, listen, let's push for this fight. I called him out on social media. It seems like a lot of people are behind it. I think the fans want to see this fight. I could definitely see a lot of energy from the fans saying, yo, we want to see this. This is a great fight. Let's see. This is, a real test for O'Malley. And I believe the same thing. So, I told my manager, let's go. Let's push for December 11th. And I think the UFC was trying to look to book me in January, around January 15th. And I feel like that's so far away, and I don't really want to wait that long to fight. And I feel like this fight, it has a lot behind it right now. Let's make this happen. If O'Malley wants to fight guys like me who are unranked, I know he mentioned the whole pay thing, get the same pay to fight this guy as that guy. So, I just think the UFC, sometimes they have a specific plan for certain fighters. And I think O'Malley's that type of guy where they give him, options. They give him 3 guys to pick out of, and he picks the most suitable guy. I'm just hoping I'm in that group of guys that he could choose out of. I don't know. I mean, his coach has reached out to me multiple times asking if I was free, and I say I'm free. So it's really on them, like let's hear from their side if they really want it.
Brian, with all due respect, you're not even in the top 3 rankings of old and slow on this interview. You got to have gray like us before you can even be ranked amongst some old and slow gods like George and myself. But I think we got to give you a little bit more credit. But I do want to ask you this: when you kind of laid it out, we all understand that. That's kind of how we all look at it. Is they probably give him some names, he looks who's the most suitable. But the coach reaching out to you personally and all that. A lot of people want this fight. So I have to imagine your mouth waters a little bit to get it. But at the same time, are you kind of like, why are you coming after me?
No, I get it. You know what I mean? I think that they see something in me. They think maybe I'm a winnable fight, a good stylistic matchup for him. I think his coach is looking out for the best of him. And maybe I'm somebody who he sees holes in his game, and maybe something that O'Malley can exploit, and maybe try to get a highlight reel finish again. But I think he's mistaken. You know what I mean? I'm a guy that gets out there and I scrap, and I go for the finish. And I'm not just gonna walk forward and take a beating by this guy, like we saw the last time around. No disrespect to Moutinho, he's really tough, and he displayed a lot of heart in that fight, but he didn't gain any respect from O'Malley. Like, you have to put it on that guy. You have to kick his ankle, something. Just you got to do something to make him hurt a little bit, and then you can try to put it on him and get the finish. But I'm a guy that's gonna go in there and look for that. Go forward and put it on him, and not just take shots and kind of just hold my hands up.
How much sweeter? I know you mentioned fighting in front of fans. I feel like maybe that pulls another gear out of you. How much sweeter would it be, that environment, versus maybe just a few fans like at the PI?
Yeah, I'm used to the Apex at this point. I've had like 4 fights there, I believe now, and no fans, and it's kind of it's an interesting dynamic. It's quiet, but it's also like a lot less pressure, I guess you could say. The nerves are there, but they're not really elevated. Like, when you hear that energy of the crowd, it kind of brings that up a little bit. But also, when I'm in there fighting and I hear the crowd roaring, like, I want to fight harder. I want to do something spectacular, and I want to give them a reason to cheer even more. So to me, that's one of the big things for December 11th. Like, I really want to get out there and put on a show for the fans. And I think they really love the idea of this fight, and I think they think this is a fight where they're gonna get crazy out there when me and Sean go at it.
Brian, can that balance sometimes be difficult, balancing having the smart game plan and going in there and getting your W, which means you get paid more money and you move up in those rankings, versus trying to make the fans scream and yell and get behind you? Is that kind of like a difficult balance for you sometimes?
Yeah, I wouldn't say in my career, honestly, I feel like whenever I do fight, I'm always trying to finish the fight. I would say, honestly, my last fight was like the only fight where I got out of there and I was like, I fought smart. I stuck to the game plan. I fought really smart all the way through 3 rounds. And honestly, we haven't seen that in me in any of my fights really in the UFC, is dominating by wrestling. So it was a new wrinkle to show, and maybe that's the whole reason why this guy's running. You know what I mean? I showed my wrestling skills in that last fight, that I can take guys down and land ground and pound and keep them there. And we know that's the last place he wants to be. So maybe that was had something to do with him keeping quiet when I called him out. I don't know.
But there's still something to the coach reaching out to you, which shows interest on their side. And I don't even want to speak into existence a plan B or C. I think we're going to leave it at this. It's hot. It's not, I don't think they've officially extinguished the fire. So let's ride with this and see what happens, and then if it doesn't happen and we have to cover another matchup that gets made, so be it. But man, had you not heard from their side and the UFC said, well, we're looking to go in another direction, then maybe it'd be time to face the reality of it all. But the fact that there's interest and the kid carries, a little bit of clout, I guess, and some say in who he wants to fight next, I think you're closer than people think.
Yeah, no, I think so too. To be reached out directly by his coach, obviously that means that his coach is thinking about that fight and he's willing to do it. So, obviously he's talking to Sean and he's telling him, hey, we're looking at this, we're trying for this. So I'm imagining he's bringing me up. So if it doesn't happen, then it must be from Sean's side or maybe the UFC side where they're just not trying to push this fight right now, and that's for other reasons that you guys could speculate on. But I'm here right now to say that December 11th I am free, and I'm ready to go, and I hope he's free and he wants this fight like I want this fight.
This should be the first fight of the night, in my opinion. This should start the pay-per-view. Do you like that spot?
Oh yeah, I love getting the show started, man. I feel like that's a great spot to be in, to get the fans going and really get the show catapulted. I'm perfect for that spot, and I'm really excited. I hope it happens for sure.
The nice thing about that spot is you know exactly when you're fighting. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Everything else is just a crapshoot. All right, yeah. Brian, we'll leave it at that, man. Thank you so much for the time. Let's get this fight done. And either way, we'll catch up in a few months. I'm sure you'll be fighting in December or January, whatever fight it is. We'd love to cover it. You the man.
Boom. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.